Welcome into the CHGO White Sox post-game show. Coming to you live from Studio B of our CHGO offices here in the West Loop of Chicago. I'm your host, Sean Anderson. Alongside me, the full CHGO White Sox crew. We got Vinnie Duber on my far left. Follow him at Vinnie Duber. He's our CHGO White Sox beat writer. I think I already said that. Man in the middle is Herb Lawrence.
Hello.
You can follow him at Ecknerall23. He's our CHGO White Sox community leader. You can follow me at Sean_W_Anderson. You can follow the show at CHGO_White Sox. Thank you to Stephen Nicholas for producing the show. And shout out to Drake and Fred in the chat already commenting. And we already got 4 likes as well. And Matthew Gregory's popping up as well. So make sure you're hitting the thumbs up button if you're watching us live. Make sure you're subscribing to us on YouTube. And if you're listening to us on the podcast,
audio only,
I need to make a request to you specifically.
Ooh.
We don't get to interact with the people who listen podcast only much.
It's true.
I think if they do, I think it's like Todd
yes.
who Twitters in.
Mm-hmm.
Leave a review. Why not?
Oh, yeah.
Most of the reviews are either saying that I need to put on shorts, or Herb needs to put on shorts, or Herb needs to clean up his language. But like give us or the one time.
There's really a review that's complaining about Herb swearing?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Herb brings it up a ton.
That's tremendous.
And then
there's ones that want you to wear shorts or want you to eliminate the shorts.
They don't like his legs for some reason, and except for Mailman Jack. Mailman Jack loves his gams, and then everybody else who comments is like, hey, put some shorts on. It's like, we're not that type of show, guys. But we like to show off our legs every once in a while, and I like to cuss.
One of our guys is Sam, and Sam told me to put on shorts, but Sam continues to pop up. So I think Sam is more of a Sox fan than a crusader for me to wear pants. You guys got your wish today.
I mean, also, it's about to be, that 6-month-long season in Chicago where you have to wear pants every day. So.
Yeah, I mean, I was wearing shorts because it was hot.
Right.
Anyways.
It's not like my point is, it's not like this is like LSAG or SNDG. It's not hot all the time. It's not a year-round thing. It's a special occasion when you get to wear shorts in Chicago.
On Sunday's show, Justin Michael said, can you all bring a little more class to the show? Hoodie and shorts? My eyes.
Hoodie and shorts.
He watched. Thanks for the watch, Justin.
Hey, I thought my thighs looked good that day. My bad. Anyways, White Sox.
Good thigh day.
Good thigh day. There's good hair day, folks, and there's good thigh days.
I'm not having a good hair day today. This is trouble.
Hey, Vinny.
Yeah.
I haven't had a good hair day in maybe like 7 years.
One might say, though, that it's impossible for you to have a bad hair day.
I would
look on the sunny side.
I would love the sunny side is great. We'll talk about them later.
Yeah.
I would love to have a bad hair day.
Oh, okay.
All right. So
I'm just telling you, it's happening now.
If you need hair compliments, come to me.
I'm
your guy.
All right.
How you doing, Herb? Bad hair day, good hair day?
I always have a bad hair day. That's why. Well, actually, my hair is always good, but I sweat, so that's why the hats.
Steven, good hair day, bad hair day for you?
I feel like it's always the same for me. This is it. Herb, your best hair day was when you came in with the different color.
Oh, yeah. I remember that back in the day.
Yeah, and I was so surprised. I came in the next day. I had the day off, and you just took your hat. I'm like, whoa, what the hell is this?
It's kind of rusty.
Yeah.
Yeah, yellowish.
Wait, you
orangish.
did do that?
Yeah, he dyed his hair.
It's been a long time ago.
He lost a bet.
Can
and
you
he's
find
about
the
to
photos
lose.
of that?
He's about to lose another bet, too.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, I did a dumb bet.
Do you pay
that
me
one's going to
cash, or
cost
is
you
this
more.
a Zelle?
That one's going to cost
Probably
you.
Zell.
It's going to cost you more than a bottle of hair dye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For each White Sox loss, I will pay Sean $1.
I should probably get into that. White Sox lose.
That wasn't the bet, by the way,
Yeah.
if you're listening to the podcast. I bet that Benintendi would hit 10 home runs, and he's only at 5. But a weekend in Boston can help everything.
He's going to hit 5 homers in one series?
3, and then got 2 more series. Hit one in the Arizona series. Hit one in the San Diego series. Save me.
Herb,
come on, Vinnie.
I'll make you a bet right now. There's 9 games left.
There are.
If Andrew Benintendi, the Andrew Benintendi, hits 5 home runs in the next 9 games he plays in.
Yep.
This could go to 2024 if you want. You do not have to pay me $100.
If he hits 5 home runs, you would owe me something.
Well, no, because our bet is for 5 in 2020 or 10 in 2023.
Steven, I'm not following this.
I'm saying that there's 9 games left.
You and I are doing
Oh,
this
if he
podcast
ever
today.
in his White Sox career hits 5 home runs in the 9-game set?
I'm saying it's not for sure and certain that he's playing the next 9 games.
No.
Right? So if he only plays 8 games, you'll get opening day of 2024 too. I'll be nice. I'm saying the next 9 Major League Baseball games, sanctioned Major League Baseball games that he plays in, regular season baseball games, if he hits 5 home runs in the next 9 baseball games he plays in, you do not have to pay me $100 or I will give you your $100 back.
Herb, I would not do this for this one reason.
He doesn't have to pay me anything.
He's just doing this to extend the bid.
Exactly.
He just wants another 6
whole
months of
offseason.
complaining about Benintendi.
Extend the bit. They signed him for 5 years. They lose 13-3 in Washington. We're going to talk about poor Michael Kopech. We're going to talk about Vinny's very timely Gregory Santos article. You think that I feel like we're getting into October. I feel like you could probably give us readings. I mean, you just knew the future that Gregory Santos is going to be placed on the IL. And then we'll get into the next 9 games for the White Sox and maybe talk about Aaron Rowan and how surprising it is that he was a rookie in 2001.
That is surprising. But you're talking about October and it being spooky, but my supernatural power is not that I can communicate with the dead, it's that I can communicate with those who have elbow inflammation. Useful.
Right
Useful.
or left for you?
What?
I thought you said you have elbow.
My elbow is fine.
Oh.
I can communicate, apparently. That's what you're setting up there, yeah.
Yes.
I got you. You instead of being the kid from The Sixth Sense that can talk to the dead, you can talk to. Okay.
Once they get healed, like Liam Hendricks, do you not have it anymore?
Correct.
It's just away. Okay.
Apparently, this was Sean's bit, and he abandoned it.
I'm sorry. I got distracted. Shocker. The kid with ADHD got distracted because Matthew Gregory was commenting, and he's saying you could be covering the Bears, it could be worse. And then I got a text that Alan Williams resigned. So if you are interested in that Bears story that has been developing, that Rob Elgis is covering with the AB7 Eyewitness News, there's your update from Hallis Hall. Let's get into the White Sox. Rudale says, let's go, almost at 100 losses. That was some of the talk that we had today. We're giving them, I think, 94 losses. Now that has changed, and they are at 95 losses.
Correct.
So 5 away from 100. You got 9 games left. Are they going to do it?
Ooh, I mean, they had to take 2 out of 3 versus the Nationals to give me an outside chance of not hitting that 100. So I don't think so. Boston, they might get 1 this weekend. I mean, Chris Sale's pitching on Saturday, right?
I'll get confirmation.
And so, it's going to be really tough. They need to take 2 out of 3 versus the Boston team because the Arizona team is really good.
Chris Sale Friday.
Even, ask the Cubs. The Cubs, you think they're good, they got demolished by the Arizona Diamondbacks. And then the San Diego Padres have nothing to play for, but they're a better team than the White Sox with better stars. So when they come to town, it might be a massacre. So I would say the White Sox would not win 5 games before they lose 5.
I mean, here is really the only thing you need to think of. Well, first, the Diamondbacks are playing for a playoff spot.
They are.
So they got to, in their minds, they got to win all 3 of those games. Mm-hmm. But even in those 2 series where the opponents aren't playing for something, I believe the last time the White Sox won a series was about a week after the trade deadline, or right around the same.
The Yankees series.
Yeah,
right?
it was the Yankees series at home. So that was, I think, August 7th or right around there.
Killed the Yankees.
That's the last time they won a series. They've split a couple, I believe, since then, but they have not won one. They have 3 series to go. The way they've been playing, you would think they would probably not get more than 3 wins, and that's not going to do it. So that would it sure looks like 100 losses is very realistic, if not likely to happen.
I mean, they don't have any pitching.
If the Diamondbacks, who are playing for a playoff spot, sweep them, that means they'd have to go 5-1 against Boston and San Diego to avoid 100 losses.
Yeah, that's not happening. They're gonna have 100 losses. I think it'll be 100 or 101. I think that it will be some lopsided series. They're not going to win another one. To go through the pitching matchups against Boston, off day tomorrow, so we'll talk a little bit about it more tomorrow. But Toussaint versus Sale, prime pitching matchup. I don't know if it's an L. Chris Sale isn't.
He's not that good, but still.
And Tukey has been like kind of off and on fine. He has been. He has bad games, and he has games where he's fine.
Yeah, he's very good on Tuesdays. But like, I don't know. He hasn't been good for a while. Like, he had that really good start against the Rangers. I think he struck out like 9. I didn't say
he's like all-star caliber. I just said he pitches fine
right.
sometimes.
He does pitch fine sometimes. Chris Sale has had 4 games against the Sox. Last time pitching against them was 2019 in June. Every start has gone at least 5 innings. His worst start, 5 innings, 10 hits, 5 earned runs, and 9 strikeouts. He's struck out at least 9 batters every time. Struck out 9 in 2017, struck out 10 in 2018, and both times in 2019 he struck out 10. So, I don't know. He's been pretty good against the White Sox. So, I don't know. Tukey's got a lot on his plate to go up against. So, yeah, probably a no. I think I was...
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. My bad. Let's get into this game because I know what's happening. Michael Kopech opened for the White Sox. We've been talking a lot about Michael Kopech being a starter and then them moving him to the bullpen. Technically being an opener's in the bullpen, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he started today. There's only one pitcher that starts every game, and it's the one who pitches first.
So, let me ask this then. Why didn't they just do this?
Great question.
Thank you.
And why did they make him pitch out of the bullpen twice?
Great question.
Right? There was 2 relief, 3 relief?
At least 3.
Why?
I don't know. It was bad. I don't know if they thought it out properly. Like, he could have, like you said, could have done this, and they would have had probably the same results, and whatever they were looking for would have been the same. And I think most people would have been like, I get it. You want to give him positive results to end the year, but you don't want him to go, extended periods of time and see if he can pitch through that first inning, which in this game, we only gave up 1 unearned run. So in his season, this is a pretty good start for him because he only gave up 1 earned run in the first inning. But yeah, this was a comedy of errors with Michael Kopech where they put him to the bullpen. It's a demotion. You're going to be putting a person with like confidence problems on the mound, and you're giving him a demotion for what? Like, was it anything to benefit him, or was it just to try something out? It seemed weird. And if you're going to do a starter thing with him or opener thing with him today, it just seemed like not congruent with the plan to put him into the bullpen. So you could have just did this the whole time and taken him out early in games. Like, hey, we're just working on Michael and getting him confidence going into next year, building him back up so we can get some things right for 2024. But I didn't think that bullpen thing didn't work at all.
Well, and also today, like, what are you doing to Jesse Scholtens? Like, I don't think anybody up here is like, oh my God, look how impressive Jesse Scholtens has been. He's a slam dunk for the rotation next year. But the guy is auditioning for a spot, right? And like, even if it hasn't been an impressive audition, shouldn't you let him finish it? Like, why are you having him come in with 2 outs in the second inning? They're already losing. He's going out there and giving up grand slams. Let him stay in his routine. Now you've broken up the routine of 2 guys who, for seemingly, I mean, I don't want to say no reason. They've said why they've done it for reasons that are perhaps don't make the most sense. We'll put it that way. But again, not that Jesse Scholtens has been so great and you need to change all your plans because of him, but you screwed him up today too with doing this. Like, it just, I don't know what they were thinking. Obviously, the way they deployed Scholtens, they obviously wanted Kopech to go 2 innings. But he went out there and had a rocky first inning. You said, Herb, that you thought he did okay. Still gave up a run in the only inning that he had. He gave up a leadoff double, hit a batter. He's got Carlos Perez nearly pulling Hanser Alberto stuff with Tim Anderson again over at third base. It was a chaotic inning, to say the least, for Michael Kopech, who the one thing he needs right now is a 1-2-3 inning. He needs just a smooth, regular inning, and even today, they did not get that for him.
By his first 3 pitches, he had 2 runners on. By his first 6 pitches, he had a run in. Like, that's just it's a horrible start, and not in a bad way. Where it's not what he needed. Like you said, I mean, he needed 1-2-3. He needed breezy 9 innings, 9 pitches. He needed to see the ball go in. I'll use every metaphor possible. And this just wasn't it. Like, and let's go to the stuff. Quickly here, not quickly, but let's go to the stuff, Steven, because Kopech goes an inning, allows 1 hit, 1 run, it's unearned, no walks.
That's good.
That's positive. 1 strikeout. And
he faced like 5 batters.
Baby steps, man.
He throws 14 pitches, and Herb, you said it was a positive outing?
I think if he looks at the overall outing, he would say, yes, it's not majorly good, but out of his starts and out of his appearances lately, that's a positive. He gave up 0 earned runs. He can say, hey, I did let those players on, but we got the guy out at second, which is usually a bugaboo for me, where throwing out runners is not a thing that my catchers can do because I take so much time on the windup and the throw to home. And then also I induced the ground ball that Yohan could have got the guy out. Like, he initially just threw it way too early, as Darren Jackson said on the broadcast, instead of running Abrams to home plate and then letting Carlos Perez tag him. Then he has Carlos Perez like hung out to dry, and then Abrams sprinting back to third base, and that terrible throw, which Tim should have caught and had Abrams out. But I would think Michael Kopech goes away, and I'm sure Pedro's after said, hey, man, it's not the best, but something to build on type of thing.
Big of us to listen to the radio broadcast as well. I did see someone, I think it was John Greenberg, saying, oh, man, how much is ESPN 1000 bemoaning the fact that they are airing White Sox games over the mess in Hallis Hall right now.
Been there.
And it, big of us to be the 2 listeners listening to the White Sox on the radio.
We've been there on the Score. When I used to work at the Score, we would have some Cub game that was in the middle of September that they were out of the playoffs, and then some big news would break, and then we would just have people come in every once in a while and interrupt the broadcast. Hey, we'll be after the game, and don't turn this garbage game off.
We saw the breaking news. Don't worry.
Yeah, about them. They got the White Sox and the Bears on ESPN 1000. Oof, friends.
Well, we're gonna flash
the
stuff and the results for Kopech in just a second here. But Vinny, I know you're an avid 30 Rock watcher.
I am.
I can't think of an actual bit from the show, so I'm going to make one up here. I'm going to take some creative liberty here. But what would Jack Donaghy say if they were producing at NBC like a special of Jenna Maroney covering the hits of Hank Williams Jr.?
So this is a reference to when she has to do the song for Tennis Night in America.
That is what
that
I guess
recall
I'm thinking
right
of.
there.
That's what you're trying to think of.
I was
right.
trying to think of that.
Mm-hmm.
I guess Jack
many
was
times you
supportive
seen
of
it?
that, but
How many times have you seen 30 Rock?
All the way through?
Yeah.
Like 4 or 5.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was just thinking of shut it down. You're going to look at these the stuff from Kopech here, or at least I do, and these 14 pitches. This is a disaster. There is no reason why this man should be pitching right now. If they made the decision to move him to the bullpen, they should have stuck with that. And if they didn't like what they saw and he had the bullpen, the blow up, I'm sorry, too many B words we're using right here. The blow up after that relief outing on Saturday, they should have said, we are going to end your 2023. We are going to focus on you having the best offseason possible. Let's just shut it down. And yet they go out here and they change the plan again. Now you're going to be an opener. You didn't like being in the bullpen because you were a starter for 25 games. So let's kind of make you a quasi-starter. And here's 14 pitches from Michael Kopech that absolutely just stink. 9 sliders from Kopech today. My eyesight is bad. Yeah, 9 sliders today from Kopech, 4 four-seam fastballs, 1 changeup. And the thing that sticks out massively is on that four-seam fastball, the velocity being down 1.3 miles per hour. Just no effectiveness on any pitch, 2 whiffs on his slider, but those were the only whiffs he got. 1 called strike. Again, hit a batter on that slider as well. He looks bad. He does not look like he has that zip, that confidence, that velocity. I don't know what the White Sox are trying to do with him right now, and they just got to shut it down completely.
My guess is that they're trying to get anything out of him, right? And I don't mean that they need that for wins the rest of the season, right? They're so far out of it and have been for a long time, but anything that they can point to say that's what we can build on this winter and that's what you can jump into next year on, they are very committed to him, at least in the words that Pedro Grifol has said over and over again, very committed to him being a starter next year. We've talked about how they don't have any other starting pitchers, so they need him to be. But man, they are not getting it, and it is just more of the same, right? And they're like, throw him. Maybe if we throw him in the bullpen, he only goes out there for 1 inning. He doesn't have the amount of opportunity to have the bad results that he has had throughout the entirety of the season. There was the great thing that Michael told me in that interview that made this make a lot more sense about the way he was dwelling on things during the 4 days in between starts. If he just has to be ready to go every single day, he can't dwell on it like that. That makes some sense. But all 4 of these relief outings, and I guess you would say this has been the best one, Herb, right?
Oh.
If we're counting it, right?
Yeah.
They've all been bad, and they've all been more of the same. We've seen him continue to struggle with the command. We've seen him continue to struggle to keep the ball in the ballpark. We've seen him continue to struggle to keep runs off the board. Those are 3 things that he needs to master, that he needs to completely reverse in order to be a successful pitcher, period, next year. They really need him to do it on a 6-7 innings at a time basis. But I mean, as Pedro alluded to the last time he talked about this, he said, hey, if he shows up to spring training and this doesn't work out, we can have him do the other thing because he's shown some versatility. That doesn't strike me as a plan. No. And it speaks to what they think of the guy. It speaks to them believing that he is a good pitcher and they will be able to have him in a successful role of some kind, but it doesn't sound like a plan. And the way that they have gone about trying to earn him one shred of positivity here over the final month of the season has seemed, I don't want to say more detrimental, but we are easily able to point to a way that just keeping him as a starter might have worked better. And you said, Sean, your point, you think like you're treating maybe today like it's them going back on it. I don't see today being them moving him back to the rotation. I see it the same way that they've used whoever as an opener before. Tanner Banks, who was the second pitcher today.
Less of like the way they're using him though, but it'd be we're going to get you back on a starter's routine.
But this isn't a starter's routine. He's going out there to pitch 1 inning. He could be in the Boston game in 3 days. With the rest that they've had him on, right? I mean,
I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't have a comment to clarify because I honestly was kind of taken aback that he was even opening.
Yeah, it came out last night post game. It was during our show. Daryl tweeted it out saying that was the plan. But yeah, it's weird. It's been weird. It's been confusing. We have all struggled to make sense of it. And while there are some tiny little things where you could go like, okay, I mean, Michael himself said he thinks he believes that he could have solved the problems or attacked the problems that he's been experiencing while remaining in the rotation. And it's going to be interesting to see if when we get to the very end of the season, because who knows, this might not have been the last time we see Kopech this year, right? There's still 9 games left. He could pitch 1, 2, 3 more times. If they can truthfully say he walked out of the building and into the offseason with something to build off of, because we have not seen that in the handful of outings that he's had since they made this decision.
I just wonder how they thought that he was going to become a better starting pitcher by not being a starting pitcher. Like, I don't know if in recent history we've seen this happen with a person on the same team with the same coaching staff getting demoted to the bullpen and then coming back the next year being a starter and being better than he was the time before. So the plan was all messed up from jump. And so, of course, the results are going to be bad because he's not in a good mind space and he doesn't have command of any of his pitches. And if you're not having command of your pitches as a bullpen guy, that's going to be even harder for us to judge you on. Because one thing Michael does after the first inning, he settles in. Second, third, fourth, much better ERA than the first and the fifth inning. And then that third time around, Michael gets hit up again. So it just didn't make sense from the jump. And now I think maybe confusion with us. And I don't know if they made the decision last night because that's when it came out, or they had this in the plans for a long time. But it doesn't just make sense that they did it firstly, and now they're going to do a opener thing with them. Are they going to continue with the opener thing every fifth day to get them back on track on that? Or is he just going to be a bullpen guy ready on Friday or Saturday or Sunday for Boston, which, man, that must be tough because he lost his starting spot to the place, and he's going back to the place that drafted him with Yoan Moncada, and then going to be facing the pitcher that got traded for him. I would be thinking, man, they won the trade. Like, motherfucker. They won a World Series. Sorry, guy, I cussed. Sorry. They're like, oh, man, they won a World Series with this dude. Look at, he's out there pitching still, throwing 95, striking out 9 White Sox batters, and Yoan Moncada is going to be making a bunch of money being bad, and their guy that we got from them as the minor league pitcher of the year for their system is now in the bullpen. Yeah, we won the trade. I'll be real hard on those two to go back to Boston and have their heads up. I'll be very sad this weekend to see that. Unless we get those Benintendi home runs.
I don't know. That trade's been 7 years ago.
Oh, my God. You don't think they're feeling? Oh, they're feeling it. They're feeling it.
Why?
The Boston people, like, oh, yeah, we picked the right person. Because I remember there was consternation on, are we going to trade Devers or Moncada? It's like, we picked the right person.
Yeah, I mean, sure. They did. That's clear.
Yeah.
But
Devers is really good.
Devers is
You're
really
just
good.
spilling beer all
I would
over.
rather.
My phone just fell, so I was like, should I save my phone under the beer?
I would rather have Rafael Devers than Yoan Moncada. But, I mean, like, you won your championship. Like, we needed a trade sale. You guys needed to, like, good job on your GM, who was, like, 2 GMs ago. Like, didn't you fire him? Like, who cares? Like, and then you let Mookie Betts go. So, like, you ran really well up until 2018. Now you suck and you're living in the past. Welcome to what we're doing. We're going to take a break.
They're okay.
I would say, I don't know if they suck. They're just not up to their standards.
Yeah,
They're firing their general manager.
right.
And they're like last in their division.
Yeah, in a good division.
Yeah,
They're
all right.
500.
they might.
They're not happy.
I would be
Oh,
willing
no.
to say that if they were in the Central, they would maybe be winning the Central.
That's the elephant in the room.
Easily.
We're going to take a break. We're going to let you know. And we're going to get back to the Kopech thing.
hell,
If you
the
think we're done
Nationals
with the Kopech thing, we're going to get back to the Kopech thing.
Nationals are smashing the White Sox. Boston's not going to smash them?
I don't know. I don't care.
just do your ad read, Sean.
Just get to 100 losses or don't. And will Luis Robert Jr. hit 40 home runs? And if he doesn't, I probably win $100. Anyways, let's let you know about Sunnyside Cannabis Dispensary. I told you the break was coming.
Foreshadowing.
It's your home for judgment-free cannabis shopping, a place where all kind of visitors are welcome to explore, discover, and purchase a wide array of high-quality products. Sunnyside has everything you need to elevate your football season, no matter where you are on your cannabis journey. They have easy online ordering and in-store pickup to make it easy, and plus, they have a great transparent loyalty program, Sunnyside Rewards, so you get rewarded for your purchases. It's Illinois' favorite dispensary. Herb loves the Wrigleyville location. There's also the Elmwood Park location. Shout out to Johnny's Beef. Shout out to Lawrence Benedetto. And they also have the Sunnyside House of Brands, which you can explore and learn more from their bud tenders like Mindy's, Good News, Cresco, High Supply, FloraCal, Wonder, and Remedy. Now, through October 15th, head to sunnyside.shop and use code CHGO25, CHGO25 at checkout for 25% off your total order. One use per customer. That's not stackable with other promotions. But that's not only for new customers. If you've gone to Sunnyside before, but you haven't used code CHGO25 at sunnyside.shop, anyone can use the code. So if you've never used the code before, you can use the code. Pick up everything you need to elevate your football season. Must be 21 plus or an Illinois Med card holder. Also want to let you know about our friends over at FOCO. I don't know if the Vinnie bobblehead made it. Look at that. The Southpaw / Vinnie Duber bobblehead is bobbling away behind Herb and Vinnie.
Should we get him out? Oh, he's
He's very springy.
He is. He's almost like a whole bobble person.
Yeah.
I think he's only got the 1 foot down. Interesting. He's posable. There we go.
Is he?
No.
Oh, I thought he was. Go check out all of their posable and non-posable bobbleheads at FOCO.com. Get fed in the best sports gear around. They have hoodies, shoes, signs, bobbleheads, and everything in between. If you're like that, did you guys see that Cowboys fan?
Which one?
There's a Cowboys fan who has like a crazy, man cave or whatever. Man was dressed up in a Michael Parkins jersey, had cowboy football pants on, the whole shebang, watching a football game in his like upstairs third bedroom. It's like, hey, you can have a walk-in closet, honey, or I'm gonna have a Dallas Cowboys man cave. But
did you go to FOCO for that?
He probably went to FOCO. That's what I was thinking. I was like, man, that guy got a lot of stuff from FOCO. Check out FOCO.com, FOCO.com, or click the link in the description below for all non-presale items. Use the promo code CHGO for 10% off.
Hey, Southpaw, should people go to FOCO and try to get an Andrew Benintendi University of Arkansas bobblehead? He's saying yes.
Yeah.
Nodding his head yes.
Yes,
good work, Southpaw.
Good job, Southpaw. So we had talked about a little bit of the news yesterday, the new additions to the White Sox front office. One of them is now we don't know, reportedly, I think, this is now the director of pitching, right?
It's quite the title.
The pointer of pitching.
Yeah. Just like, you go there, pitching. You go there.
Brian Bannister is from the Giants organization. I think Andrew Baggerly, who covers the Giants.
That he does.
From NBC Sports San Fran, said that is a very big loss for the Giants organization. And this is from Dave Loria. Shout out to him from Fangraphs, writing up about every hire for the White Sox. He wrote up about Josh
Barfield.
And then he also wrote up about Brian Bannister and how Bannister helped Kevin Gausman. Gausman, a former first-round pick, 4th overall, and I remember watching him with Baltimore and being like, how is this guy not good? How is this guy not good? This guy has everything that you need. How is he not good? And you look at Michael Kopech, he's got everything you need. How is he not good?
Oh, you think Brian Bannister is going to come in and turn him around?
I think Banny just might do it.
Give him a splitter?
Well, I don't know about the splitter. We'll get into that. Brian Bannister, big fan of splitters, big fan of lefties. Michael Kopech does not throw a splitter and is not a lefty, so
correct.
some notched points there. But Banny, our guy, I think too with Kopech, we've seen the determination, we've seen the want, the willingness to want to be good. What Dave has as a quote from Gausman, their big thing over there, being the Giants, is pitching to your strengths, and we do things to kind of teach ourselves what we're good at, explained Gausman, who previously pitched for the Baltimore Orioles, Atlanta Braves, and Cincinnati Reds. For me, it was pitching up in the zone. My bullpens would be focused on strings up in the zone, trying to throw them above them, and then on splits down in the zone. Brian Bannister, who Gausman called one of the best pitching minds he's ever been around, played an important role. The righty pointed to Bannister's knowledge of how grips work for each individual pitcher, how an arm path works, and, quote, what you can do to manipulate a ball. Gausman wasn't the only beneficiary. San Francisco's director of pitching also helped Anthony DeScalfani have a career year. Quote, his stuff took another step, end quote, Gausman said of his former Cincinnati teammate, whose personal best included a 3.17 ERA. Bannister showed him some little things. We would call it seam FX. It's seam shifted wake, and DeScalfani's sinker is one of those pitches. I think he told him, quote, if you could just move your wrist a little bit more, you're going to get this much more run on your two-stream, end quote. And then Gausman also said that Bannister taught him the best slider he's ever thrown. And I think that's really important because we see Kopech, again, feature the slider the most. It seems like a pitch he's probably most comfortable with. We know that Kopech has an incredible fastball when he has that velocity. He already has great tail. If Bannister can come in and tweak that slider, it's just getting another pitch for Kopech. And if he can actually have 1 and 2 pitches, we've seen how dominant he can be. We showed the game scores where he's up at a 90 game score, going 8 innings with 1 hit allowed. He just needs a second pitch consistently. And if he gets a second pitch, hey, maybe we could work on a third pitch. Yeah. But right now, I mean, the biggest thing is just can Michael Kopech throw a fastball and throw a slider, and at least we're basically going to the testimonials here for Brian Bannister, the testimonials from Kevin Gausman. 2 thumbs up.
Well, firstly, Michael Kopech needs to throw a first pitch. That fastball is everywhere. Like, he can't spot that. He can't command it.
Good point.
And so get that first fixed. And yes, if he can teach him a slider or a splitter, which I would, splitter would be chef's kiss. When's the last time we had a good splitter pitcher like Jose Contreras? But it's been a while.
But there's
Didn't he throw
a fork ball.
He threw a fork ball, right? Yeah.
Similar pitches. They both tumble into the lower part of the zone. So that would be something that I would be in for. And Michael Kopech is a big part of the White Sox building a good starting rotation next year because it seems like they're going forward with him being the guy as far as what you've heard, right, Vinnie? That he's going to be still in the starting rotation in their plans.
Absolutely,
So, they need to get him fixed, and that would be Brian Bannister's, I think, biggest job is to fix Michael Kopech because if you fix Michael Kopech, that's a top of the rotation arm right there.
Real quick, because I get your want for a splitter here, but I mean those guys are pretty rare. How many guys actually throw a splitter more than 25% of their arsenal? Your
10.
guess. 22. So I mean it's a pretty rare
thing.
And
the ones
even
that
Kyle Finnegan's your guy from the Nationals throws one.
What's the Japanese player from the Mets? Those like a fork splitter.
Senga.
Kodai Senga. Yeah. Those pitches work. That's a ghost ball is pretty favorable. Look what the number is.
They work, but also Senga's like go be Shohei. That's like saying go be Shohei Ohtani. Like I mean, that's like it's a very difficult pitch, is what I'm saying. Like Jose Contreras used to hold a softball in between his massive hands. Like you have to have
middle fingers,
massive hands, and a 16-inch softball.
And Michael Kopech was a quarterback, so he's got big hands.
This brings up a conversation I was just having over the weekend. With the great James Fegan, of course, which was back in the day when you'd go to create a pitcher in the video game that you were playing, you'd always give him the weirdest pitches you could possibly give him.
That's true.
Everybody now is just like pitch, fastball, slider, sweeper, I'm done. Maybe a changeup, you're done. Yeah. What happened to screwball? Mm-hmm. What happened to forkball? What happened to slurve?
Fosh.
We need all the weird pitches to come back. That's what I say.
You had one in the White Sox locker room. You didn't take advantage. Brent Honeywell throws a screwball. He's the only pitcher in Major League Baseball who throws a screwball.
Not well.
A screwball.
It didn't work very well.
Not well.
No, it didn't, and that's why people don't throw them, because it's hard and it rips up your elbow.
But they're silly, and that's what we need.
Grand opening, grand closing for Brent Honeywell too.
We need to allow pitchers to use pig lard on the mound.
Pig lard.
Yeah,
are you
to get
Quimby?
spin. I guess I'm Quimby.
Mayor Quimby
/ Nixon. We'll figure it out.
Ken, I think you're trying to be Kennedy, right?
I don't know.
It wasn't a good Nixon. It was a fine attempt at a Kennedy. It was a bad Nixon.
There was no attempt at all. So I will take. Maybe it was a John F. Kennedy impersonation. Anyways, you're right that Kopech needs a pitch. And as Melissa mentions, Kopech has had 11 batters this season. He had 3 last year. It seems like control is just an issue for him. And I would just theorize, right? I'm not a scientist here. Uh-huh. I'm not well equipped in theorizing and writing down theories. But I think a big thing is Kopech doesn't have a ton of stamina. I think that's going to be a large part of the offseason work, is becoming an actual starting pitcher with starting pitcher stamina. And I would go to assume that right now, especially probably from June to this point, Kopech is dealing with some sort of lower body soreness, and it's just getting extremely difficult for him to repeat those mechanics over and over and over again. And I think that's what's then leading to the wildness and the lack of control and the lack of ability to spot the fastball, because we saw last year that fastball was extremely deadly once he was out there. I mean, we're seeing dip in velocity. We're seeing lack of control. I don't think that he has the ability right now to physically repeat his mechanics due to the lack of stamina, because you see the stuff with Ethan Katz. I mean, he's all about core velocity and making sure that, the lower body is what is propelling you. And we saw what that did for Carlos Rodon. We saw, Jimmy Lambert, et cetera, not Tanner Banks, but the guy, Davis Martin. We saw improvements for a lot of those guys. I'd be shocked that Ethan Katz is now just being like completely lost on how to fix Michael Kopech. I think it would have to be something with Michael himself, and that's why he is so frustrated with his performance, because he can't do what he is being coached to do and what he probably thinks he knows he can do and has done before in his career.
Well, we haven't heard anything about that. That's
A theory.
Guessing.
Yeah, that's better.
And I think, and now listen, it's not completely uneducated, right? Because obviously we all know the story of Michael Kopech's career to this point. It has been difficult for him to rack up innings, right? The kind of innings that most starting pitchers, particularly at this stage in their career, have already gone through. He has not had the exact same track as many other folks. And we saw even last year during a season where he was a starting pitcher for the whole season, still dealing with some, minor maladies here and there that affected him along the way. He had an injured list trip earlier this season, and so, not completely out of left field with that, Sean. But I will say that we have heard pretty open conversation from both Michael and Pedro on the things on the other side of the game, the non-physical stuff that have been affecting him. And so what we can point to is that kind of thing, and we can continue to wonder how is he going to go about solving that side of things when basically it's possible that this move to the bullpen stemmed completely from him being unable to solve those kind of things on that regular starter's, routine. So he believes that he can still do it, and he should get that opportunity come next year. But right now, that seems to be the talking point right now surrounding him and why he has struggled this way. But pitching is a physical thing, right? There's obviously the mental side of the game, but you got to be able to pitch over and over again. And what he has shown is he doesn't know where the ball's going, right? He doesn't know how, when he does throw the ball in the strike zone, he doesn't know how far it's going because it's gotten hit for a home run very, very often. This is a guy who made his reputation coming up through the minors on blowing the ball by guys, and we're just not seeing that from him, whether it's because he's not in the strike zone or when he is in the strike zone, guys are able to hit it a million miles.
Could be the coaching, Sean.
Could be the coaching. Thank you, Justin Fields. We'll see if you need a post-game
clear up session?
Yeah, clear up session to see if you want to backtrack on your coaching comments here. We'll see. I want the best for Kopech. He seems like he's trying really, really hard. And it's frustrating to see him not have that success. And we know the pedigree. And again, Tommy John in 2019, no one can control 2020. He misses 2 seasons completely. Like, of course he's going to have a step back in his potential, a step back in his growth, but that doesn't mean that, that athlete that was, pre-2018 still isn't in there. I mean, maybe with age, that athlete's gone, but I doubt it because usually this is the prime of your athletic career. So I think Kopech, I saw someone tweet, if the White Sox non-tender Michael Kopech, the Twins would pick him up, and then someone replied and was like, yeah, so would 28 other teams.
Oh, yeah.
So, I think this is a guy that the White Sox are going to be with, and it does seem like he is a person that is very worth staking a claim, placing a bet on in 2024.
They need him. That's the bottom line. They need him. And so, just like we heard, we've heard that phrase used with Michael Kopech from Pedro Grifol. We've heard that phrase used with Oscar Colas from Pedro Grifol. And currently, as the roster stands, they need Oscar Colas to be better too. But obviously, there's been far less on that front to give you confidence, as opposed to Kopech, who you've brought up kind of the flashes of brilliance and the moments that he has had. And to be fair, that 2021 season, he was awesome pitching out of the bullpen, and you had every reason to believe that it was getting back up on the right trajectory after things got derailed there with those 2 missed seasons.
Any final points?
Nope.
Any closing arguments?
I think Brian Bannister and is a good hire.
Okay.
So is Josh Barfield, and I'm not sure what Gene Watson does, but he's from Kansas City, so I guess the people who are already there know him.
Someone said wrap this up for the Bears pod. I don't think we're being affected by the Bears pod at all, so stop it. They have an emergency podcast at 3:45. We have the ability to be remote. We have the ability to go from Studio A. We have the ability to go to Studio B. We're CHGO. We got you covered. We're going to cover all the White Sox fans for as much time as we want, and your Bears coverage is going to be great, dandy, and awesome, too. They're just behind.
It's on right now.
Is it?
Yeah. I thought it was. I just tweeted out that they're on.
All right, we're going to take a break.
Do your ad read so I can make fun of Herb's foul ball opinion afterward.
All right, cool. And then we can,
it's great.
And then we can put a bow on this, and we'll talk about Michael Kopech, I don't know, probably tomorrow. Take on the sun with gear built to last. Our friends at Shady Rays have you covered with the warm weather ahead with premium polarized shades at an affordable price. I don't know if the warm weather is ahead, but
It's here.
Well,
It's supposed to be warm the next few days.
It's warm right now.
Yeah, back in the 80s.
it's not that warm right now.
It was 80 degrees
It's
out
80 degrees
there.
right now. Yeah.
Yeah, it's hot as hell outside.
Yeah.
I
I wouldn't quite go that far.
I had literally a big, huge sweater on because it was like 60 this morning, and then it's 80 this afternoon in classic Chicago style.
Midwest, baby.
All right. Well, I got to take this hoodie off. I'm probably going to melt.
Yes, you are.
Shady Rays is an independent sunglasses company that offers a world-class product that's just as good as any expensive pair we've worn. They have durable frames and extremely clear optics for outdoor adventures, and that's not all. Shady Rays offers the most insane protection program in all of eyewear. Every pair of sunglasses backed by lost and broken replacements. If you lose or break your pair, even on day one, they told us they will send you a brand new pair. No questions asked. You can wear your Shady Rays with confidence because they have your back long after your purchase. And if you don't love your Shady Rays, you can exchange them for a new pair or return them for free within 30 days. There's no risk when you shop. Their team always has your back. And exclusively for our listeners, Shady Rays is giving out their best deal of the season. Go to shadyrays.com and use code CHGO for 50% off 2+ pairs of polarized shades. Again, shadyrays.com and use code CHGO for 50% off 2+ pairs of polarized shades.
Herb looks like he works for the Men in Black right now.
He's
He's going to neuralize all of us.
Try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by over 250,000 people. Also want to let you know about our friends over at DraftKings. Oh, that's a different company. We're back with another week of football. DraftKings Sportsbook is keeping us in on the NFL action with great offers every single game day. New customers can bet $5 and get $200 instantly in bonus bets. Throw $5 down on any of this week's epic matchups to walk away an instant winner. And DraftKings isn't stopping there. All customers can take advantage of 2 new offers every game day this September. Football is more fun when you're in on the action, so download the app now and sign up with code CHGO. New customers can bet just $5 to get $200 instantly in bonus bets. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL with code CHGO. The crown is yours. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.1-800-GAMBLER.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. Only behalf on Boot Hill Casino and Resort, Kansas. Licensed partner Gold Nugget, Lake Charles, Louisiana. 21 plus, age varies by jurisdiction, void in Ontario. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/football terms for eligibility, terms, and responsible gambling resources. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply. Finally, I guess I got to give you the DraftKings pick of the week. DraftKings pick of the week, 56.5 is the total for Alabama and Ole Miss. We're playing the under. Both offense stink. Both defenses are good. The SEC is overrated. There is no way in hell that either team is going to be able to combine for 8 touchdowns or more. It's probably going to be a good old-fashioned 6-3 ball game in Tuscaloosa.
No, it's college football. College football, they actually score points, unlike the NFL.
Not in the South.
Huh?
Not in the South.
Huh?
Not in the South? I would have done that all day.
Yeah.
Because again,
you got to remember, I went to school back when Mizzou was still in the Big 12. Everybody's scoring 45 points every game. That's football to me, baby, right there.
Apparently some guys calling me AJ Soprano. Well, yikes. All right, and finally, I want to let you know about Fubo TV. 140 live channels of sports, shows, movies, and news. You can stream live TV from any device and watch the most Chicago sports for the lowest price. You can watch that Alabama and Ole Miss game. You can watch the Notre Dame and Ohio State game as well. That one's on NBC, and you can start watching immediately with a free trial at FuboTV.com/CHGO. There's no contract, no cable cable, no hassle. Just sign up and start watching. They have over 1,000 hours of cloud DVR included at no extra charge, and you can watch local teams while traveling. Events coming up again. We got Bears, and there's a Bears show that's going to happen regardless if we're on or not. So again, hold your horses. But we got Bears week 3. Bears week 3 coming up. You got Red Zone as well on Fubo, so you could watch all the little cut-ins on Sunday when all those games are going on. You got college football, like I mentioned, and UEFA Euro qualifiers that I believe going on right now. So watch all your favorite college football and the NFL with Fubo. Go to www.fubotv.com/CHGO to sign up for 15% off your first month of Fubo Pro. FuboTV.com/CHGO. All right, you're going to make fun of Herb?
Yeah, so Herb said during the game today that if he was at a ballpark, at a ball game, he caught a foul ball. Not a home run.
Or a home run.
No,
Either one.
but I'm going to limit this to foul balls.
Okay.
Because a home run is different. It counts for something. Foul ball. He said he would purposefully not award that foul ball to a young fan sitting in his nearby vicinity.
Good.
Correct.
I found that strange.
Hey.
Because you are a man, you could go to the store and buy your own baseball.
I can, but that's not the point.
Not a game ball.
That's a game ball. That's been rubbed up with a special mud, and I've not caught one in my whole life. I've been to many of games, and that kid, either boy or girl, has their whole life in front of them to catch that foul ball and earn it, kids. Earn your goddamn foul ball, kids. Giving stuff to you your whole life will set you up for thinking that you need things to be given to you your whole life. So I'm teaching you a lesson, kids. I'm teaching you a lesson.
I 100%.
You're welcome, kids.
I 100% agree.
And I have 0 kids myself, so
we shouldn't coddle kids. And here's the thing. All those kids have boyhood dreams, right?
or girlhood dreams.
Or girlhood dreams, right? How old are they?
12.
They're youngsters.
At the oldest, 12?
Yeah.
Youngsters.
Yeah, youngins.
Herb's got a 46-year-old dream. He's a boyhood dream.
That old.
There's a boy in that man.
Am I dying?
He's giving you a few years.
Golly. I'm 44, jerk.
I took a guess.
I'm almost, golly.
But that's a
Got me close to the grave.
This dream is alive. This dream has been pumping. This dream is.
I meant to bring this up as a fun little way to end the show, and Sean's killing you over
Yeah.
here.
I'll say nice words at your funeral.
All right, cool. It's coming soon, apparently.
Whoa!
46 now? My man Goat Leaves out there giving me some fountain of youth. That man looks young as hell. But yes,
We'll get
I
you
mean, I'm
on
sorry,
that Michael
kids.
Kopech off-season plan.
I'm sorry, kids. Maybe if I'm feeling very generous, but I have like young nieces and nephews at the crib. I have a fiance who hasn't caught a ball. She's younger than me, 10 years only. But still, like, why do I got to give it to your brat?
But here's the thing. The kids going to the game, if they receive a foul ball, they're like, oh my God, the magic of baseball. You're just like, yeah, I caught strike 2.
They can still feel that way. They went to go and see a magical baseball game. I caught the magic of baseball and didn't catch a ball, and no grown-up gave me a ball when I was a child.
I think this is now we're getting a peek behind the curtain.
No, like I went to a Houston Astros Cubs game when I was 8 years old, and Kevin Bass hit one into the stands. No one say, hey, kid, here's a ball. Love baseball forever.
And that was the end of Herbie Sunshine.
Yeah, exactly. The Cub fans killed my dream. If there's a kid, especially if he or she's not crying, just like, hey, mister, can I have that ball? There you go, kid.
No, but they shouldn't ask. You should be like, I'm going to make your day, kid.
There's an old
make your day.
There's an old saying.
fucking kid.
There's an old saying. You don't ask, you don't get. That's from my guy Thomas Hall. Don't ask, you don't get. And it teaches them a valuable lesson. If you want the ball, come and ask me politely. Hey, sir, can I have the ball? Instead of having a bunch of adults browbeat me for, give the ball to a kid. Give the ball to a kid. How about your kid catch the ball? Guy, Chuck, Steven. Sorry, I just made up the name.
Chuck Garfien and Steven Nicholas.
Yeah.
Chuck and Steven, what did they do to you, Herb?
I don't get this.
I think this is silly, personally, because I think if you're an adult, what are you even doing with a ball?
Well, it's like Zach
It's
Hampel.
not like a thing that's like a great thing. That kid's gonna have that on his or her nightside table for like the next 5 years.
Weeks.
You're gonna go home, throw that thing in your garage, and forget about it.
I guarantee there's not
gonna have that
There's
mantle.
not an adult now that got a ball handed to them when they're kids that has that same ball that they were handed to.
It's not the point. It's the amount of the run that you get out of it.
Because what I would do if I would have got a ball back then, we would have played some league ball after that. I would have played with that ball.
Right, and
then
it
hit over-
would have been awesome.
Yeah, it would have been great.
Yeah, exactly.
Herb, what if you were like one of 8 people in the section and you're a recognizable guy? People know you.
Oh, that's true.
Oh.
Herb.
If the
You
cameras
could get
catch
blown
you,
up on
You got
Twitter because of
cachet.
this. Yeah. You get blown up on X.
I would, I would purposely throw a middle finger up so they would get off of me.
Why are we shaming adults for keeping a ball? They caught the ball.
It's not shaming. It's more so why do you want it?
Because
Why is it better that you have it over this little kid?
why does that
Why
kid?
does the kid need it so
Why does the
fucking
kid
bad?
need it?
He
Yeah.
doesn't need it. You're providing the magic of the game to the kid. You're creating a fan for life.
It's not my kid.
That's not the point at all.
Am I an ambassador of baseball?
Wouldn't you love to be? For one kid?
I think Rob Manfred should
For
start
one
that
kid?
program.
If you could be an ambassador of baseball for one kid, it would be worth it, right?
Oh, make me ambassador of baseball.
No, not for White Sox baseball. I would like, hey kid, you don't want this. You want to remember this day as me being a dick to you and never be a White Sox fan ever in your life.
Rob Manfred comes up to you and says, "Hey, I'm starting the ambassador of baseball program,
Yep.
and I need one fan representation of every team.
Okay.
I would like you to be the fan ambassador of the White Sox." Are you saying yes?
I would say no, Rob Manfred, and also where's your resignation, jerk?
Hey, man,
It's Theo's time.
he put the pitch clock in.
That man
He
makes
did.
me.
But that was Theo's idea, I believe.
True
And,
enough.
hey,
True enough. But the credit always goes to the guy at the top, doesn't it?
and the pitch time saved us a lot of fucking time in this national series. Sorry to swear, but
That's my job.
I mean, yesterday that game was 220. This game I think was a
It was
little
about 3.
long. Yeah.
Oh, the one team scored 13 runs.
Yeah, but still, I mean, it kept the clock on it, kept it going, and we're thankful to Rob
You
Manfred
got to
for
leave
that.
because all the people are bitching about the Bears people.
Why can't we start it?
yeah, it's a remote show, I believe.
Isn't
No
it
one's
started?
kicking us off.
I think
Yeah,
just
we're
just
fine.
get mad at Braggs.
Also,
Or
though, we
Hogue,
don't.
he's probably late.
Do we have anything more to say?
No, we're done.
Okay.
That's Vinnie Duber. You can follow him at Vinnie Duber. He's our CHGO White Sox beat
they're
writer.
on.
I do have something to say.
What?
But
Vinny wrote an article, allchgo.com, about Gregory Santos.
Who's now on the IL?
About hey, where's Gregory Santos been? Well, now he's on the IL.
Yeah.
So you can learn,
Timely.
maybe why they put him on the IL and maybe the thought process of, the workload that Gregory Santos has faced in 2023. It's a great article. Go read it at allchgo.com. Liam Hendricks makes an appearance as well, a written appearance.
He's mentioned.
and
Yes.
Yasmani Grandal too.
That's Herb Lawrence. You can follow him at Ecknerall23. He's the ambassador of baseball for the Chicago White Sox. And I'm Sean Anderson. You can follow me at Sean_W_Anderson. If you are still around, hit the like button. We got 17. Ross glowed.
Glowed likes.
We would
Chris
like.
gets likes.
Oh, Chris gets like.
Yeah.
There you go. Hey. What number was Josh Barfield?
I don't know.
4? I don't know.
Just taking
Have to
guesses.
go back to through the annals of San Diego Padres history.
I think we're at 18. Brent Lillerbridge. Goodbye.
Yeah.